It does not sound good.
Caution, I'm a hack. I learned everything I know from a guy leaned against a shade tree, having a drink and smoking a cigarette. Well. You know what we're going to do today on Forsaken Steel? We're going to change the motor in a Kia. You know what's important about this Kia? It's the last car from the car lot that I have to fix so I can finally focus on other things. Maybe something fun, you know. So we've been working on the LS swap on the Camaro, so, you know, that's what's next. But anyways, this thing is filthy. I'm going to kind of give y'all a quick walk around, then I'm going to wash it. I'm not even going to film that. But I got to do that before I can actually get this thing in the garage and do anything with it. It is just so nasty. I can't stand it. So I'll give you a quick walk around. We'll look at it and I'll wash it. And actually, it's really late in the day on Monday. So tomorrow we'll dig into it and see what we can do. Well, here she is in all her glory. It's a 2015 Kia. It's got like 96,000 miles on it. This car's already spoken for, so to speak. So we just got to get it running and get it going. And this is how I'm paying for the Camaro stuff. So the sooner this is out of our way, the better off we'll be. But it's a good little vehicle. The only thing on the outside I think I'm going to do is remove that Ruger sticker, and mostly because it's in terrible shape. It's so busted up. This thing is nasty. Just dirty from sitting outside under a tree, which is my fault. It was clean when I got it. So inside of the car is mostly clean. I probably won't even do anything in there. So nothing much to see. A cup of water I had from Wendy's. That's it. I'm going to wash it tomorrow morning. We'll get after it and see if we can't get this old girl a new heart. Yeah, move her on down the road. Got her all washed up. It's much better. It'll need washed again. I know it will, but I don't feel like I need to go take a Benadryl after touching it now. So it's an improvement. I'm going to pull her in and let her dry off, and we'll get back to it in the morning. We've got the Kia inside. I'm going to go ahead and start taking stuff off. I don't know what I have to take off. I'm making this up as I go, so bear with me. We're going to try to get through this one as quick as we can. So, yeah, we can move on. Thought I'd show you kind of what I've already got. Got the battery out, of course, took the air box and tube out. Got the upper wiring harness is completely disconnected now. This is the fuel line. It gave me a little bit of problems, but it finally came loose. There again, don't know exactly what I'm doing, but I do know what all's hooked up to an engine, and so we'll just take it all off. I think my next thing I'm going to do is drain the radiator as best we can. And I may unhook those rear heater hoses and radiator hoses. And then I think there's a front harness because this is plugged in here and I can see some wires down there. So we'll try to get that out and kind of see where we're at. I don't know. We'll make it up as we go. I finally found the drain plug. It's actually in front of the transmission. It's kind of hard to find, but I got it. We'll let this drain, which might take a little while. And then, yeah, we'll start to see if we get some cooling hoses off this motor. look at this. So I've got the upper radiator hose off. It goes right here, right there. This is the fill neck. I was thinking, I bet you don't have to pull the radiator out of this thing. But then I thought, well, I'd hate to break that fill neck. Well, clearly Kia thought that they were going to be pulling a lot of these motors. This fill neck is its own part. It just bolts in on either side, and it's got two hoses. So I'm going to take that off. That's pretty slick. But I'm pretty sure they did it because they knew they were going to have to change a lot of engines. All right, so we got the grill jacked up in the air here. I want to show y'all what's happening. So I'm going to take the serpentine belt off. We're going to loosen up the AC compressor, but we're going to leave it all attached to the system so we don't have to purge it. You see all those wires? Yeah, we got to get those out. And I believe right there is the starter, so I've got to figure out a way to either unhook it or take it out right now. I think I'm just going to try to unhook it all. And then this thing has a little access door, and there's 4 flywheel bolts. We're going to try to get those out. And then on the back side, there is, you won't even be able to see it, I'm sure, but there's a catalytic converter / manifold back there. We're going to get that out. And yeah, we'll be good to go. I think we'll be to the point of taking bell housing bolts out and motor mounts and pulling this motor out. We should be good. Hopefully. We'll see. So far, so good. I want to show y'all kind of where I got to yesterday. Got the serpentine belt off. That'll be hard to see. I'm going to take this alternator off because I'm afraid it's going to hit the high pressure line here. We'll get that out of the way. May take this intake off too. I haven't decided yet. Seems to be coming apart fairly well. So what I've got left on this really is I'm going to take the alternator off. I'm going to unhook the AC compressor, which is underneath it. Got to get the exhaust manifold off the back. Detach it from the transmission and that motor mount. I think that's about it. There's not much to this thing. So I'm going to try my very hardest to pull this out without pulling the hood, which does open up really widely. So we might be all right. I'm going to get back to work and I'll give y'all an update here in a little bit. So let's get caught up. I can't even remember what I'd done the last time. Got the intake out. I ended up having to take the starter out too because it bolts through the transmission. I got the flywheel bolts, if you want to call it a flywheel. I don't really know what you call it. Let me give you a hack tip of the day. If you're pulling an engine and it's an automatic transmission, when you unbolt the flywheel from the torque converter, push the torque converter back all the way. You'll thank yourself later. What else? I decided I'm going to pull the exhaust manifold off the back. I already got the cover off of it. I have the bottom bolts loose, but I got to do the top ones. I wish y'all could see me actually do some work, but it'd just be a video of my back, basically. So anyways, I'm going to get back to it. I just want to get this thing knocked out. As you can see, I've got the manifold out. It just unbolted. It was just a breeze. Come right out. So I've got, I think, 2 bell housing bolts and the mount bolt, and that's it. I think we're free. So I think we'll go ahead and hook up a chain, kind of clean stuff up, and we'll see if we can lift this thing out of here. I got the last couple of bolts out. I hooked up a load leveler. It's new to me. We don't have a ton of room up here, but I'm still going to give this a shot. And if we need to adjust stuff to make more room, we will. But hopefully this will just come right on out. We'll see. I'm going to put y'all on the stand, and you can watch me either succeed or fail. that wasn't the smoothest thing I've ever done in my life, but it's out. I wanted y'all show y'all this between the rafters. Probably should have pulled that leveler a lot closer to the engine. I'm gonna pull her on out and set her on the ground. I got the old engine sitting on a pallet over there. Here's the new engine. Note I shortened those chains a lot. Also, I shortened this chain, so hopefully we won't have as nearly as much trouble getting it in as we did getting it out. But we won't know till we try, so yeah, I'll put you on the stand. Let's see if we can get it stuck back in there. Sure y'all saw us having problems getting this together. Couldn't figure out why. I didn't check this. The dowel pin stayed in the engine on the new motor, and the dowel pin stayed in the transmission for the old engine, or from the old one. So went to pull one of those out, and I bet we have a lot better luck. Give me just a minute, and we'll see how it goes. Got that dowel pin out. I'm going to save you all the agony of watching me for 45 minutes make this back up, but I got it together and the mounts on and all. Another hack tip of the day: if you put an automatic transmission onto a motor, don't pull it together with the bolts. That's a bad idea. Also, make sure you can still spin that torque converter in there once you get it tightened down. And this one I can reach in and still spin it, so we're good to go. I thought I'd give you all the gratification of watching the chains go slack. It's always my favorite part of putting the motor back in. That means we're done. So I'm going to unhook this and get the cherry picker out of the way, and I am done for the night. This thing has beat on me all day, and I'm done with it. Good morning. Engine didn't fall out overnight. That's always a good sign. I'm going to start with putting the exhaust back on it because that's on the back side, and then I'm going to do some other stuff underneath it. You can't see me down there, so I'll keep you posted as we go. I know this video has been just a whole lot of me just doing stuff and then telling you about it, but I'm just trying to get through this as fast as we can so we can get back on the Camaro. That's what I want to be working on. So back to work for me. I'll cut back to y'all in a few minutes, or a second for you. Well, I got the exhaust back in. Things were going really well and I didn't want to stop, but also got all the front accessories back on. Alternator, the pump for the AC. Got the starter back in. It's going along really well. I'm just going to keep working. I'll fill y'all in here in a little bit. All right, look at this. Pretty much everything, I think, except the engine covers on and the antifreeze isn't in it. But I'm going to hook up a jump box and put y'all on a stand. Let's see if it'll run. I changed the oil and put a filter on it, so we should be good. Wish me luck. heard, that was running, but very, very poorly. I'm going to just kind of double check, make sure I got everything. Man, it'd suck if this engine wasn't any good. So, yesterday it was late when I started this car. I was done with it when it didn't run good, which is fine. I ain't really worried about it, but we'll get it done. But I put the battery on a charger. I got to thinking that battery was really, really weak. That alone can make a car run bad. So, regardless, I put it on a charger. Hopefully it took a charge. I don't know. We'll see. But I'm going to take it off the charger and throw a key in it, see if it'll start. And I may go ahead and back it outside and just let it try to idle and build up some oil pressure if it'll run good enough to move. We'll see. I'm thinking the the lifters might not have pumped up. Who knows how long this motor's sat. So I'm gonna get to work. All right, let's see if this battery will crank it over now. Much better already. Oh yeah. It does not sound good. I'm gonna back it out. We're gonna let it idle. She's sounding better every minute she runs, so I revved it up. I'm sure y'all couldn't hear it. Doesn't sound like any bottom end noise, and I really do think the lifters are just having to build up pressure. I'm going to just let it idle, and we'll go through a heat cycle. I'll turn it off, let it cool down for a little bit. I'll do that a few times, and we'll see how she does. But hopefully this thing is good, and we can get it out of our way today or tomorrow and get back to work on the Camaro. We got lots to do on that thing. All right, I've got her warmed back up. We're going to go for a ride. If everything goes well, we'll call this a video. We'll be done with this old girl. We'll send her on her way and move on to the Camaro. Wow, it ran great. The engine has quieted down. It sounds really good. I have no complaints whatsoever. Need some air in the tires. Tire lights on. I'm going to air them up. That's it. I might clean it up just a place or two. I just want to mostly get the auction stickers off of it. And yeah, we'll send this old girl down the road. So thanks for watching. If you haven't already, please consider hitting the subscribe button. It'd help me out a whole bunch. And yeah, I'll see you on the next one.